Hello, everyone. I'm Mello, and this is the first episode, rather, sorry, of a new series on Slay the Spire, one of my personal favorites. And this is a game that I've played a lot in the past, but recently I've gotten back into. So there's a lot of things I'm trying to relearn, and I'm just going to do that with you. So this is a deck building roguelike, if you're not familiar with the game itself. And think of it like a mix between Yu-Gi-Oh and Hades or Dead Cells if you played those roguelikes or any other, essentially. But I'm just gonna start on a new profile so I can relearn the game entirely. There's a lot of stuff I still know about it, so as I'm going through things, I will explain them, not to the best of my ability. I'll do them as concisely as possible, without bogging down the time too much. So there are 4 characters, each with unique sets of cards, health, gold, and relic, and we'll have to beat the game to unlock each of them. And I don't know how likely it is that I'll unlock each of them on my first run, because there's a level up mechanic where you have to get a certain amount of points in order to unlock new cards, relics, and stuff like that that allow you to have different builds. So currently we're very limited on what we can actually do, but after a couple runs, we should unlock all of them and be able to do any of the builds on the character. So this is the starter character, the warrior type class. The Ironclad, 80 HP, 99 gold. The remaining soldier of the Ironclads sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Burning Blood Relic. This is a starting relic. Every character has one. This is the baseline that they'll always have. At the end of combat, heal 6 HP. And this is this character is very... what's the word? Like, risk-reward based. The whole game is, for the most part, but this character specifically spends a lot less time blocking and more time attacking. So here's the map. The starter map. We have to go through each of these rooms to the boss, and we have to take the path that is laid out. And typically you want to go for as many, or at least I do. I try to fight as many elites, which are just... So I guess I should go over this first. Unknown are mystery spaces. They contain events or enemies or elites or treasure chests or shops, anything. Merchants are a shop. You can spend gold to get cards or remove cards or potions or relics or anything like that. Treasure chests always have one relic in them unless you have something else that changes that. Rest sites essentially allow you to heal yourself for 30% of your HP or upgrade a card. So they're a very important consistency throughout the run and you'll see me go a lot, I will prioritize bonfires or rest points over most things, just because being able to upgrade your heal is super big. And there's also other relics that lets you do things while you're there. Some let you get stronger there or get more relics and stuff like that. Enemy are just your standard enemy counters. They differ between floors, and elites are a couple stronger enemies that reward you better card reward and also a relic every time you defeat them. So this is the path I'm going to go on here. I'll be able to get a couple bonfires and a couple elites so that we have the best chance of winning, essentially. And yeah, let's just go. So this is our first... we get a tutorial here, so I'll let it explain. Defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play. Once you are out, end your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn and your energy is replenished. Play defensive cards to gain block when enemies are about to attack you. Block reduces incoming damage but wears off at the start of your next turn. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent above them. If an enemy is intent on attacking you, be sure to gain some block. So this is our basis. This is our energy. Each card has its energy cost on the top left. This is what floor we're on, our map, our deck. This is our discard pile. This is our draw pile. This is our hand, obviously. And then we can end turn here. Now, this essentially means that this fire means that this enemy is going to buff itself or something to that degree. And we have strike, which deals damage. Strikes are consistent across all of the characters. You always start with 5 strikes and then 4 block, or defense I should say, and the images on the card just changes, so those will be a constant throughout any other characters I play here. And then each character has 1 or 2 special cards. In the case of the Ironclad, he has 1, which is Bash. It requires 2 energy, but deals 8 damage and applies 2 vulnerable, which when an enemy has vulnerable on them, it increases the damage they take by 50%. And because it adds 2, that means that for 2 turns, it will take 50% extra damage. It's not compounding. Like, because I apply 2, it doesn't do 100% extra damage. But here, because he's not attacking, we'll just Bash Strike, because that's our most damage output. And then here, he put on Ritual, which will give them strength each turn. And so I'm going to block for 1 here, but so I will take 1 hit, because I have 5 block, so they're doing 6 damage, as is shown here, and 5 of it's going to hit my block, and then 1 of it's going to hit me. But this type of risk is worth it here, because I still have that vulnerable. I can do a lot more damage. And then now, if I get the right cards, he's dead next turn. So once there are no more cards in your drop pile, your discard gets reshuffled back into it. There are some stipulations with that I'll explain later on when they happen. So when you finish a combat, you get rewards: gold, a potion sometimes, a relic if you've defeated an elite enemy there, and a card selection. So you get 3 cards to choose from, and there are also 3 types of cards. I probably should have gone over that. So you have attack cards, and skill cards, and power cards. Attack cards attack, skill cards either defend or give you some type of buff, and then power cards are one-time use cards that give you a status effect, essentially. So in this case, this gives you Metallicize. So at the end of each turn, I would gain 3 block. And also, there are different rarities of cards. There's your basics, your rares, and then common, uncommon, and rare. Rares typically only drop from bosses, because when you kill a boss, you're guaranteed 3 rare cards to choose from. So we'll get to that shortly, of course. But here, because he's a very attack-heavy character, I'm going to take Metallicize, just so I have a little bit of defense without actually having to spend energy blocking. So I'm going to double strike this slime to kill him, and then defend here. Now this means he's gonna hit me and also apply a status effect. So I get slimed here, which is a playable card. It essentially just bogs down my deck by giving me 1 card that I can't play for value, like these. Of course, you can, in the case of slime specifically, there are other cards like it that just bog down your deck. But in the case of slime specifically, the only deficit you get from it is it requires an energy to play, and then it exhausts, which means it gets removed from your deck for the rest of combat. And because of its only form, this isn't permanent. I use it here and it will no longer be in my deck ever, because it's a status effect card. This is also the exhaust pile. Some cards exhaust after they're used for different effects. But it should be smooth sailing here. Here's another potion, actually. I forgot to talk about them. A bunch of different potions in the game, all that give you different buffs, but they're one-time use. And typically they only last for about a turn, or they only help you in 1 turn. Like this, which is a skill potion, which means when I drink it, I can, like this card reward, I'll pop up 3 cards on screen, and for the rest of combat, I'll have that card, and for that turn I drink it, it'll cost 0. So it's just a little helpful thing sometimes when you're in a pinch and you need a certain card. And this is also the same thing. This applies a week, which means they do 50% less damage for 3 turns. It's applied 3 weeks, so it's a bunch of stuff like that that's just, you know, decently helpful to you. I will actually take Cleave here because you don't have any AoE damage, and this floor has a decent amount of multiple enemies, but the second floor has a lot. But there's, like, as you continue, more and more rooms have a bunch of enemies. Bag of Marbles. This is a relic. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. So, essentially, artifacts, or relics, I should say, relifacts, are permanent buffs to you that you don't need to interact with. So once you get them, they're just up here. They all line up as you get them, and they just give you some type of buff. Like currently, we heal at the end of combat, or now apply a vulnerable at the start of the turn. Start of turn 1, I should say. Not every turn. That would be significantly more broken. Alright, find some potions. The Ancient Potion gains an artifact. Artifact essentially negates you from getting debuffed, either strength loss, vulnerable, weak, stuff like that. I get another weak potion, or I could get a Gambler's Brew, which lets you discard any number of cards that are in your hand, and has you draw that many. So if I had a hand that was really bad, I could drink it and get rid of all the cards I didn't want, and then I would draw that many cards. So say I got rid of 2, I would draw 2. It's a very good relic. I mean, not relic, sorry. It's a very good potion, so I will take it over the other 2. The Jawworm. This is an enemy that progressively gets stronger, essentially. He strengthens himself second turn. So here I'm actually going to just... I'll take the 6 damage to be able to apply vulnerable, which will let me do more damage for a few turns, which I'd say is more worth it. See, now I can do... I'm going to use Cleave, because even though there aren't more people, it does more damage than Strike Base. And I'll go ahead and use a Metallicize here, just because it's a power card, it gets it out, he's not attacking, so I don't have to defend, and now, at the very least, every turn he's doing 3 less damage, which is just helpful. Not that it matters this combat, because it's dead, but just in practice. Plated Armor, I will actually... I'll get rid of a weak potion, because Plated Armor will give me an extra 4... like, armor at the end of every round. Okay. So here's our cards. Warcry lets you draw a card, and then put a card from my hand onto the top of the draw pile, and then it exhausts, so I can't use it again. Pretty helpful, but it's... I don't know. You kind of lose out a little bit, but it can be helpful in certain scenarios. So I might take it. Iron Wave, you deal damage and block. And it's actually pretty good, because when it's upgraded, it's just, 7 and 7. Not great numbers for most cards in the game, but it can definitely be helpful, just so you don't have to focus entirely on block or on damage. And then Sever Soul, which is an uncommon card that costs 2. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand and deal 16 damage. So this is it's a pretty good card under certain circumstances. If you have, because I don't have a very defense heavy build, I could probably take it, but then I would have, in order to use it without screwing myself over, I would have to have none of my defense in my hand, and also not my Metallicize. So it would be more of a deficit for only 16 damage. But I think I'll take... I'll take Warcry here because it's very good. If there's like a round where I need to block, but Metallicize is in my hand, I can block with my 3 energy, and then I can use Warcry to put Metallicize on the top of my deck, so I draw it next round. So I think I'll take that just if it's helpful. And here, I'm at full health. I could use more relics, so we're going to do an elite fight. Alright, this is Lagavulin. He is a pretty... or it, I don't know, I would say. It's a pretty iffy boss, I think. Essentially what it does is it's asleep right now. Once it takes any damage, it will wake up and do 15 damage, I believe, every turn until for 2 or 3 turns, and then it will debuff me. So you have to race Lagavulin essentially and just kill it before it kills you. So I'm gonna do exactly that. Use 2 of my damaging cards, and now 3 turns of this is pretty good. I forgot to fix my settings, so the game's been a little slow. Sorry about that. I want to take... yeah, I want to take advantage of the fact that I have vulnerable on him right now, so I'll defend for 1, but then attack with those. And because I believe that elite combat is more likely to drop potions, I might be wrong about that, but I seem to get them pretty often from elites. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my potions just to get a bit... I think I'll take dual wield here, and then I'll double metallicize, and then play 2 of them, so I get 6 block at the end of every turn. And just because I still have vulnerable on him, I'm going to attack again. So now he's gonna hex me, or well, not hex, but debuff me. Hex is a different thing later on, and this will take away strength. So I'll do less. Strength is essentially base strength is +0, and if you gain a strength, you do +1 damage on every attack, and if you lose a strength, you do -1 damage. But he's also going to hit me with dexterity. Sorry, I was take a drink of water. You know, you got to stay hydrated. All this talking. As I was saying, dexterity is the same thing as strength. Essentially, it makes me block for 1 less, which isn't really a problem because I'm blocking with my metallicize anyway. Yeah, I'll take the damage because I have a bonfire right after, so if I feel I really need to heal, I can just use that. And like I said, this elite combat is essentially a damage race to who can kill who first, so I'll definitely take that. 35 gold, potion belt. This is another relic. Upon pickup, gain 2 potion slots. So currently I have 3 slots up here, but then I will gain 2 more. Colorless potion. Choose 1 of 3 random colorless cards to add to your hand, and it costs 0 this turn. That's the same as the skill. The skill potion I used last combat during that elite. Only in this case, it gives me a colorless card, which each character has its own colored card. So in the Ironclad's case, they're red cards, and then there are also green, blue, and purple cards for each of the other 3 respective characters. But colorless cards are cards that are like a grayish color that any character can get. So like if you look here, there's a red outline around them. They will have like a grayish white outline, and you can get them on any character. So not super helpful, but there's a couple of them that can be pretty good. So this is a very, very good card, but not. But I can't use it to its full extent because there are certain cards and relics I haven't unlocked yet. If I had those, I think it would be worth the take. But this is also one of the best blocking cards that the Ironclad has, so I'll take it instead. And then here, I have to fight another elite. Well, I don't have to, but I would like to fight this elite here before I continue on. Actually, I'll go to this one. So I have to fight an elite and 2 normal enemies if I take this path. So I think I will go ahead and heal here. Now, the boss is the Guardian again, which I always seem to get, but that's fine. We have rats here that will, when I kill one of them, they will apply vulnerable to me. So if I killed this one, it would apply to vulnerable, and this wouldn't be able to hit me for more damage. So typically you want to kill both of them on the same turn, or just take the damage. No point in using Warcry there. If I do this, I can block all of the damage he's gonna. I just was stupid there. I just did not notice the. I'll use Hand of Greed here to get 20 gold and kill this guy instantly. Which will be helpful because I have a shop. Ooh. That was really lucky. So now I got 40 instead of 20, which I was likely to get. Because I have a shop before the boss. That extra 40 gold will probably be pretty big. And also 20 damage is quite a lot at this level. Well, not level, at this floor. Like, early on in the game, that's quite a bit of damage. Reckless Charge is an uncommon 0 energy. Deal 7 damage, shuffle Dazed into your draw pile. So Dazed is essentially a card like Slime from earlier, where it bogs down my deck. And Daze I actually can't play, but if it's in my hand when I end a turn, instead of discarding it, it'll burn. It'll exhaust itself, so it'll remove itself from my like, I guess, hand? From my deck. Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought there. Headbutt. Deal 9 damage, put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. This is a very good card in certain decks because you can use a card, headbutt it back, draw a card, hit it. So it can be very fun. And then Thunderclap, excuse me. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Moro AoE. Sadly, it doesn't upgrade how much vulnerable, it just upgrades its damage. So I don't think I'm going to take... I think I'll take the... I think I'll take the Reckless Charge here. Just because that's essentially a free strike. That could be pretty good. Instance Burner. Every 6 turns, gain an intangible. So this is a very good... This relic itself isn't great, but the status effect intangible is incredible because, as it says here, reduce all damage taken and HP loss to 1. So every hit you take while you are affected with intangible does 1 damage no matter what. So it can be a real lifesaver during bosses. Unfortunately, you get 1 every 6, so for the 6th turn every combat, you will take 1 damage from all attacks, which can be helpful, but not as impactful as it could be, I guess. Alright, these are the Sentries. And here they follow a pattern of the one up front and the one in the back will do the same attack every time, and the one in the middle does the opposite. So these people or enemies, I guess, can only do two different actions. One is this one, where the negative effect will add Dazed to my deck. I think each of them adds one, or each of them adds two. I can't quite remember. I don't know if that's a Ascension difference or something. And then the other thing they can do is attack for 9 damage. So the general idea is to try and kill this one first, or whichever one of these has less health, just because having to block for 9 each turn is a lot better than having to block for 20 every other turn, you know? Or 18, I suppose, if you want to get into that. Here I'm going to just defend twice and then attack the one up front, because, you know, that's how it goes. Then, well, since I have no block cards, I feel like I don't actually know what to do here. I could discard all of them and guarantee a Shrug It Off, which might actually be the play. I think I have one combat. I could get healed from this. I think I'll take 18. I'll be put at like 50. Almost exactly. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and use this just so I have the defense. And I'll actually go ahead and metallicize here just so I have that extra bit of defense every turn, because I won't have a Gambler's Brew again. So here, I should have used the other defend. I just ended turn immediately for whatever reason, but so I took an unnecessary bit of damage. Once again, I don't have defense on this turn, which is really unlucky. But I should be very close. I do kill him, actually, this turn, so I'm effectively only taking 6 damage because I was able to kill one of them, which very nice, definitely. But here's the part of this fight where it gets really annoying, because they put 2 dazed in your turn. They each put 2 dazed in your deck every turn. This can get really annoying right here. So my deck's gonna be really bogged down. But all I can do here is the exact same thing. I'm intangible this turn, so I don't need to block at all. And I will actually Warcry here, just so I get another attack out. If I draw 2 attack cards this turn, I kill this Sentry, and they are not able to damage me. But that would be too easy, now wouldn't it? I will actually do this, because now they're both... This one's one shot this turn. And then I can just double defend here and kill this one next turn. Hopefully. Yeah. Wing Boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. So this will let me... So the next room I have to go to is this one. And I won't be able to go to... I have to go to this one because this is the path. But with this relic, I'll be able to go 3 times during the run. If I had to go here and I said I don't really want to, I could go to any of the other ones along this row here. So it's very helpful to have just in case. Iron Wave, gain 5 block, deal 5 damage. We've seen that card before. Twin Strike is also a very good card. It deals 5 damage twice, which is really good if you have high strength built. And Rapture, a power card. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Now, this can be good with a couple certain cards, but by itself, and especially in this build, there is no cards I have that deal damage to me, so it's a completely useless card. Now, you could say that if I take it now, I might get one of the cards that deal damage to me that I can benefit from this, but I think the safer choice would be to just take... I think I'm actually going to take an Iron Wave here. Well, actually, no, that's a... These are both really good. I think, yeah, I'll take Iron Wave, because then, if I have Metallicize, I can essentially negate 8 or 10 damage if I upgrade this. And also attacks. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. See here, you can actually see the animation for the Wings Boots. So I could go to any of these, but I'm going to go this one, just so I save it. This is actually a really good room for us, because we have that, essentially. Bag of Marvels, all of them are vulnerable, and we got Cleave on the first turn, which is really nice. Barricade. This is a rare card, because it's golden. And this is a very, very good card, but only in a certain build that is really hard to get going. There's a build that requires this and 2 other cards that if you get it going, you're unkillable, essentially. This is actually, I believe, the intended... I think this is the only way in the game you can get 999 block besides a relic, but this is way easier to do. I'm not going to take it though, because I don't have any block cards, and most turns I'm either barely blocking all the way or taking damage, so I wouldn't even save block. Like, I would have like 1 or 2 extra block each turn on a good turn, so it's not going to be that helpful to me. And it costs 3 energy unupgraded, so it would take an entire turn just to do that for minimum value. I actually kind of don't want to take either of these, but 9 damage isn't anything to scoff at, especially because I'm coming up on a boss. So, yeah, I'll take it. This is Curl Up, so if I deal damage to it, it will gain 5 block. But I'm gonna kill it immediately, so it can't do that. So I'm intangible now. Which doesn't really matter because I have so much damage there, but there's my intangible turn. Flame Barrier, gain 12 block. Whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage. Twin Strike, deal 5 damage twice. We've seen that one. And Clothesline, deal 12 damage, apply 2 weak. Weak is very good because it decreases the damage they do. This is one of my favorite cards, but this is an incredibly good card, especially for the boss coming up, because this boss has a lot of multi-hits. Not as much multi-hits as one of the other 3 you can get as this boss, but still a significant amount of them. So here's the rest point, and I'm not even going to heal before the boss, just because I'd be wasting HP, because I heal for 24 and I would only be getting 11, so it's not even worth it to do there. But what I will do is smith one of my cards. So every card can be upgraded. And looking at this, I'd say a few of the cards that are best to upgrade are Bash, because it gives another turn of vulnerable. And you get 2 damage, which isn't great, but another turn of vulnerable is incredible. Metallicize, because I'm going to get an extra block every turn. Or Flame Barrier. Then Iron Wave are the main ones I'm looking at. And I think I'm actually going to go with Flame Barrier here. Actually, no, I'll go with Metallicize, because this is going to affect me every turn, which I think could be big. So here's the shop. 5 cards of whatever character you're playing, 2 colorless cards, 3 relics, 3 potions, and a card removal. And looking at the cards available, I don't actually want any of them. Actually, this could be fun. I don't know if it's the best idea here, but there's definitely the incentive to go with Mayhem. I don't think I will. I think I'm gonna buy the Preserved Insect here. Enemies in Elite Combat have 25% less HP. So this will essentially make killing the elites so much easier. So we can get more relics. So I think that's worth it. And then gonna remove a card. I'm actually gonna remove a strike because we have so many. There are so many other. So in this game and other deck building games like it, or in just deck builders in general, you want a smaller deck just because, except for very specific circumstances. So in this case, the smaller the, essentially, if I leave my strikes in, every one of my attacks is better than my strike. So if I can draw those more, that's just better for me. And because I don't have very many defense cards, I'll keep my blocks in. Typically, I try and remove all of my strikes first, and then I'll move on to defense, but normally that doesn't happen. Most games, and I'll take a power potion here as well, because we have very many potion slots, and I feel like it could be very helpful. There's a certain card that I don't think is in it yet, but if it is, I'm like 90% sure that I haven't unlocked it yet. I think it's an unlockable one. But if it is, that means that this boss fight is so much easier. Another upgrade, I'm actually going to hit Bash, I think, because this can give me a lot of value. This is the boss. This is the Guardian. I don't know. I don't think this counts as an elite combat, but I think this is his normal health. So they're gonna block. That's what this means. I feel like I've seen a block, but I don't remember talking about it. So that's it. And then mode shift, which is this thing here, essentially means that when I deal 30 damage to them, they will change forms. And we'll see that form change in a second here. I'm also going to use this potion. Okay, so this was almost useless. I guess I'll equip this just because it could be helpful. I actually think that'll backfire on me now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to not worry about that. So here he's going to be doing, wait, 12. Okay, yeah, I can break him out of it. So now if I'm going to interrupt this attack he's doing with his form shift. Ooh, that's really unlucky timing, actually. I should have done this first. That's my bad. So now he shifts forms and he's in defense, and now he has thorns. So each time I attack him, I will take 3 damage. So I'm going to Flame Barrier Strike. And now he's going to hit me and take 4 damage because Flame Barrier gives me thorns as well. Would have been really nice to have Flame Barrier on this turn. Actually, let's see if we get it. Okay, we didn't, but it would have been funny if we did. I'll do this. Block, and then I'll Pommel Strike, Iron Wave. Yeah, this is just about the most, I think that's the most block I could have gotten in there. This is really good. So this is a multi-hit, which means he's going to do, multi-hits are this times this, so that he's going to do this amount of damage this many times, which is very good if you have thorns, because that damage will be done each time. So 4 times 4, 35. I think plated armor and a block is probably the play here, just to take minimal damage. Yeah, big. Unlucky timing on the instance burner. It's not attacking this turn, but what are you gonna do? And then do this so I get rid of the dazed, and then wait, what did I get for that? Am I stupid? I didn't even need to do that. Shrug, defend, and then I think my most damage here is Pommel Strike, but I don't want to draw a few of my cards. So I'm just gonna cleave, even though it's less damage. That way I don't draw a card that I want to play. Which I wouldn't have. I would have drawn a bash, so it doesn't even matter, but this turn I'm just gonna block. And then once again he's doing the same attack, so Iron Wave is huge here. I mean, not Iron Wave, whatever that card, Flame Barrier. I just completely forgot the name of it. Now, I think I kill him, yeah. He's just dead. Cool. Sick. So now I get to pick one. It's the first boss. And now I get to pick one of 3 rare cards. Impervious, gain 30 block exhaust. Kinda good. It's alright, but it's really only good if you have Barricade, because otherwise the 30 block is... It never comes at a time when you need it, and the 30 block most of the time is majority wasted, so it isn't too great. Juggernaut, it helped in that combat a lot because I was playing defensively, but I probably won't do that to most enemies. Feed, deal 10 damage if Fatal raise your max HP by 3 and exhaust. I think this is a very fun and good card. It's kind of difficult because there have been... Sometimes you'll try to play for this and you'll save out and won't kill them and just keep blocking, and you'll take so much more damage than you're gonna ever profit. But gaining 3 max HP, I did not mean to do that. Okay, I can still open it. So you get this chest at the end of every boss, which has 3 boss relics that you can only get from this chest. 3 random ones, I should say. This time we got the Runic Pyramid. At the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. Slaver's Collar. During boss and elite combats, gain energy at the start of your turn. And Black Star. Elites drop an additional relic when defeated. Because we took the Preserved Insect, I am actually going to take the Black Star. There is incentive to take this instead, just because this is giving me extra energy during elites, but getting the extra relic from it is great. It is kind of unlucky. I would have loved to see a few of the there are a couple of relics here that actually increase your max energy, and I wish I had gotten one of those, but it happens. Black Star also do a lot of good, and also at the end of after every final boss you heal. So let's look. I can get 4 bonfires and an elite. I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll go through here, hit this shop, and then get a bonfire, elite bonfire. Yeah. Alright, so the birds have flight, so you have to hit them. They take like 50%, yeah, 50% less damage from attacks until you hit them 3 times. So pretty annoying stuff most of the time. It's actually good that we get feed here. I'm actually going to put it at the top of this and then just block for the, because now I should be able to deal enough, should is the keyword, be able to deal enough damage here, and I cannot, so I'm just going to Flame Barrier Strike. I'm probably going to save this one. Never mind, I remembered what these guys do. So now I'm hoping to get back to my funny move in time. So now I have it set up where if I can get the feed, there we go. So now extra 3 HP, that can go a long way if you keep getting, because this is my first combat since I got it, and I already get it off. Now obviously I'm not going to get that much value from it every time, but whenever you can get value from it, it's huge. Right, that's that. Pommel Strike Plus, Clothesline Shockwave. Apply 2 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. Exhaust. This is very good most of the time, and I think I will take it. Even though it raises the energy cost of my deck, I think I'll take it anyway, just because that's really good. I could take more money and become cursed, which is regret in this case. Curses are unplayable cards most of the time that just bog down your deck and give you diminishing things. So in regret, it would make me lose HP equal to the number of cards in my hand at the end of my turn. But I'll just take the normal amount of gold here. We get a shop. We could get another feed, which would be almost useless, except for, like, if I had a second one in combats like the last one, where I was left against, there were 3 enemies, I could have fed on 2 of them, but I don't really like the idea of that. I don't think I'll be taking that one. So we have 3 relics here, and I'm looking at them. I kind of want to remove a card, but part of me thinks that it'd be entertaining to take the White Beast statue, which essentially it guarantees that there's a potion as a reward after every combat. And because I have 5 potion slots, I think it's actually worth it. Never in a million years would I think that I would actually buy the White Beast statue, but in this specific case, it actually works really well for me. So I took the 50-50 to upgrade 2 skills, or to get a relic, and I did. And now I have a Writhe, which is unplayable, and Innate, which is a curse. So so Innate means that it will be in my hand at the start of every combat, and I can't play it. Sadly, I don't have any exhaust cards, so I can't exhaust it. So there are some cards that give you a benefit at the expense of another card, but I took the 50-50 there, because why not? I think I will just upgrade a card. I think the best upgrade here is probably upgrade defeat. It'll be big, more HP, and also higher threshold. Um, hmm. I'll go to. I won't use the flight just yet. Flame Barrier is very good against this enemy because they attack in multi-hits. Yeah, I'll put that at the top of my deck. I'm intangible this turn, which is actually good that I'm intangible on this turn and not the. He has He has a couple different attacks. One is big hits, and the other is multi hits, and the multi hits are easier. Multi hits are worse for intangible because each one of the hits deals 1 damage, so overall it's worse for you. And I'll just take the 1 damage and get that off, so now he's vulnerable and weak for 3 turns. So I have an easier time of dealing with him. Oh yeah, I didn't even explain it. So that random room where I got cursed, I got a relic for it, which was the war paint that upgraded 2 of my skills, and it hit 2 of my defense, which is expected. Most of my skills I think are defense actually. Yeah, I have 4. Yeah, so it was 50-50 essentially, but it happens. That's unlucky. Let's see. Let's hope I can get feed relatively soon. That way I can feed off of this enemy. I think this will kill him. But I don't really have any choice. Otherwise I'm going to take a lot of unnecessary damage. So yeah, I'll just kill him there. Self-forming clay, whenever you lose HP, gain 3 block next turn. This kind of has anti-synergy with Flame Barrier, but either way, still helpful. There's no deficit to it. Just whenever I take damage, I'll block more next turn. Whenever you apply vulnerable, apply weak. This is incredible. This is actually one of the relics I wanted to get, because at the start of every turn, I apply a vulnerable, and like I have a good couple cards that apply vulnerable, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I have Bash and Shockwave, so I mean, it's pretty good value. And then a Liquid Bronze Potion, which gives me Thorns. Bludgeon is good, but it kind of screws me over a bit. It's alright. It's not great. It's good for, like, normal combat, just being able to, like, one-shot them and get on with it, but I don't think I'd take anything here. I really don't like Bludgeon, just because I feel like, I don't know, I don't normally get that much value from it, so I tend to skip it when I do see it. I think I've been using Flame Barrier a lot, so I think I'll probably upgrade it next. But Shockwave upgrading, I apply 5 vulnerable, so because of Champion's Belt, I'll also apply 5 weak, I think. So I use this and I get 5 vulnerable and 10 weak, I think is how that works. If it isn't, I'm gonna look kind of stupid, but you know, it's part of the game. So this enemy has just a bunch of shield, artifact, and barricade, and it's just a general pain, but it shouldn't be. I'm not going to use Shockwave here because it's just going to get eaten by the artifact, so there's no point to it, but Ooh, that's actually nice. I'll use that there so that I get rid of one of the artifact, because I want to use my shockwave on it at some point, and I can't really do that if it has the barricade on it. So it applies frail, which is really annoying, but doesn't matter here because I'm just gonna block for it all anyway. So I think I'll apply the weak, it'll get eaten by the artifact, and then I'll apply the vulnerable and apply more weak thanks to Champion's Belt, I think is what'll happen here. If it doesn't, that's gonna suck. But if it does, it'll be epic, right? Oh. Well, it worked kinda. It didn't work as well as I thought it would, but, you know. I'm actually gonna drink my Thorns potion here. Just because I get to hit him for free. And I hope I can cycle back to my feed soon. Because that's some pretty easy... This is a kill with feed if I get it here. Which I don't. But I should get it this hand. And yeah, there we go. I get the kill with feed and get a little extra health. Replicator Potion, this turn your next card is played twice. Can be very helpful. Actually, if I use it on feed, I can do like 30 damage. Okay, no, I can do 24 damage in total, but that's a quite a bit larger threshold if I want to use it for that. But other than that, it can be used on literally. I could use it on Metallicize or Flame Barrier, you know, just anything. Burning Pact, exhaust a card, draw 2 cards. That could be good to get rid of my Writhe every match, but I'm using up a slot to draw 2 and it's an energy, and I just don't have that much energy right now because I still have the base 3, so I just think I'll take Clothesline, because now this is just... Wait, no, it's the other way around. Wait, that's annoying, actually. I don't think I actually take anything here. I think I'm fine as is. I need to remove cards. We got a chest, Frozen Egg. Whenever I get a power card, I'll automatically upgrade it. That's definitely helpful. I have a mystery area, an enemy, and then another heal. So I'll just take this and upgrade my Flame Barrier, I think. Okay, so this fight is a bit interesting just because it's one of the only cases where you don't want to kill the healer first, which I find entertaining. Basically, this lady in the back will heal them both every like 2 turns or something like that. But yeah, first they start with a strengthen. They're gonna heal this turn because I deal damage, I believe. Yeah. Now heal attack, but he's like super close to dead now. Let's see. I think Flame Barrier here does quite a bit for me, and then Metallicize just so I full block this. And now I'm intangible on a terrible turn to be intangible, but I also have near lethal, so I'll take it. So this guy's one shot. Well, yeah, I forgot about that. But I think, yeah, he's dead now, and I get to HP buff from him, which I think heals me. I'm not actually sure, but I think because I get more max HP, I don't think I stayed at my health. I think I actually got a little health back just because it's based on what percent of my health I'm at and not my like actual health number. I think is how it works. I might be wrong about that, but sounds about right to me, man. I'm not going to bother taking the gamble of a defender strike. I have a good amount of time here because the Mystic doesn't hit particularly hard. And when they do hit, it's only like once every couple turns. I shouldn't have ended turn there. I forgot I was going to draw a card and I could have gotten another attack off before I ended it. Being the Reckless Charge, which would have given me 13 extra damage, but I got lethal anyway, so it doesn't matter. Another colorless potion. I've seen all these cards before. I think actually taking... I think I'll take an upgraded Twin Strike. 17 damage, that's pretty alright. Yeah, that's good. So this is the snake plant. They have malleable, which every time I deal damage, they'll gain 3 block. And so essentially self-forming clay, but it's per turn. So if I hit it, it'll gain 3 block. Then if I break through the block and hit it again, it'll gain 6 block, I think. It's compounding, I believe. I guess I'll find out. Hold on. So I hit it once, and now it has 3, and now I hit it again, and it has 4. Yeah, okay. So it increased by 1, not double like I thought before. That'd be kind of really stupid. So you want to do multi-hits last because they proc it twice, obviously, so it'll like double its health. And I'll actually put Feed on top of my deck because I will most likely be able to use it this turn. Actually, scratch that, I can't. But now what? I have 5 cards left. I can block this. And now I hope I get it soon. And I just don't attack. Yep, sick. Here we go. Strength Potion, gain 2 strength. It's very good. True Grit, gain 7 block, exhaust 1 card at random. This card is really bad when it's not upgraded. When it's upgraded, you get to choose, so it can actually be pretty helpful. But Fire Breathing, whenever you draw a status or curse card, deal 10 damage to all enemies. Because I have this curse in my deck, I might actually just take that, because that's quite a bit of damage. And I also have a Reckless Charge, and that's adding days, so anytime I draw a daze, that would also mean 10 damage. It's pretty... And it's upgraded because of Frozen Egg. Yeah, I'd say it's totally worth it. I'll upgrade another card. I think I'll upgrade Shrug It Off, because I use it quite a bit, and it's actually pretty good. I know I said that Iron... what's it called? Iron Wave is pretty good, because it heals end defense for you, but I'm probably not gonna upgrade it, because in all honesty, I'm essentially looking to get rid of it. Just because it's not giving me... In most situations, even if it was upgraded, there are cards I'd rather play. Like in this, if it was upgraded, obviously I would defend Twin Strike Iron Wave, which I'm gonna do anyway, actually. But I don't know. I don't know if it's worth enough for me to do that. Put him at 1 health, just for the sake of it. I feel like that'll be helpful later. Sorry if there was some weird audio sounds. Feed on him. I'll fire breathe and shrug just to avoid all the damage here. So now I should get some fire breathing value. Yeah, I do there. And then... Oh, I didn't realize I was out of energy. We actually have a pretty good build here, which is a bit surprising because I didn't expect all to go so well. Because I have, like I said, I've been getting back into this game and I played a couple rounds of it and it was not pretty. Ghostly armor, ethereal, so it's all when I draw it, if I don't play it, it exhausts itself. Gain 10 block. It's okay, but I don't know. It's like it's weird constrictions for not that much stuff. Uppercut, it's good, but I have so much vulnerable and weak apply already in my deck that there's no point to it. Inflame Plus, gain 3 strength. This is an incredible card, specifically because, well, that's just 3 extra damage on all attacks. And that means that this card right here will do a lot more damage. It'll do 6 more damage. So it's like I upgraded it another time, even though I haven't. Now the champ is really scary, so I'm going to heal. Obviously, I know he got nerfed, like, quite significantly, but he was absolutely terrifying before the game fully released. And I'm just never gonna forget that. So he's just always scary. I'm actually gonna ritual here, so now each turn I gain a strength. And I'm also going to do this so that I have even more strength. Because I really don't like this particular character. So yeah, as you can see, strength is incredibly good, but sadly, because of how like far into it we are, because I don't have some of the stuff unlocked, I don't have the cards that make strength incredibly broken. It's just kind of broken. Fire breathing's worth it, I guess. And then I'll do this so he's weak still. So, to be fair, I probably should be playing a little less passive because he's gonna just keep buffing himself as we go. And that can be annoying, but at the same time, I'm also buffing myself every turn, so it kind of is a trade-off there. Alright, yeah, that was good. That's probably the best scenario that could happen there. He's gonna cleanse himself, so it doesn't really matter what I do there. So now essentially he cleanses and gets rid of my debuffs. And here, I'm alive still, but just in case, there are a lot of stuff he can do here that... Oh, this is really bad. I was hoping to get a block card, because now he's gonna attack really strong again next turn. But I think he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Yep. Thanks, strength. And the potion. Alright, so... I think I take Berserk here. So, gain 1 vulnerable at the start of your turn, gain energy. A vulnerable isn't that bad. Didn't I have something that... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a fair trade-off. Velvet Choker. So, this is an energy relic. I guess I'll go over the other ones as well, but this is an energy relic where it gives you an extra energy, but if you play more than 6 cards a turn, it won't let you do that. So, you're locked at 6. And it can be pretty devastating for some builds that use a lot of 0 cost cards, but I have 2 of those, 3 of those. So worst case scenario, I have 5 energy and I'm only able to spend, what, 2 of it? 3 of it? But even then, I feel like that's still worth it. Astrolabe, upon pickup, transform 3 cards, then upgrade them. Runic Dome, gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer see enemy intents. If you're good at the game, this isn't that bad, because you know their patterns, but I'm not, so I'm not going to take that. Astrolabe is really bad most of the time, so I'm also not going to take that, but yeah. Velvet Choker, very good. Of course, we get the Woke one. The Awoken one, I believe is the name. Because we have... I don't know, I swear, it's like whatever build you're doing, there's some type of RNG manipulation to summon a different boss, because each of the bosses have their own specialty, I guess. This one gains strength every time you use a power card. Another one limits how many cards you can play. So every time you play 12 cards, it ends your turn immediately and it gains strength. And the other one is kind of a nightmare if you don't have good block cards. So I would like to get, yeah, we're gonna go far left. Well, actually, I'm gonna go right to this bonfire and then fly over to this one and then this one and then continue along to here and fly to wait, I would be out of them. And then I guess go here and then just finish off this area then. But I only get 1 shop, and that's now. Could I reroute that better? If I take an elite here, I can take this and this, and then I'll go here and I'll only get, yeah, okay, so I'll still get the same amount of elites. Okay, cool. This enemy is a bit of a pain, but we almost block enough. There we go. Just about right. And now... Sick. That's a lot of damage, but more energy, you know? Always great. Yep, and now it's dead. Okay, I didn't think I would... There's actually... Okay, no, I didn't take... I have... Okay, wait. So, deal 6 damage, deal 3 additional for all strike cards. So, Perfected Strike. Deal 6 damage, deals 3 additional damage for all of your cards containing strike. Not a very good card. So what? It's 3 times 4... 5, 6? 3 times 6? Those are only strike cards? So I'm getting 16 plus 6, so I'm getting is that worth it? $24 damage for 2 energy? I mean, it's good. Yeah, and I have more energy now, so I think, yeah, I definitely take that. That's good. Okay, wait, so if I go here, I'm trying to count out because I have 3 uses of this. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Wait, but I don't get a shop. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, I do it like that then. So I do get a late game shop. So I'll just continue on them. Oh, yeah, I forgot because I have. Okay, yeah, I think that was a worth it card to take. Yeah, something about it. I don't know what it is. Just tells me that was a good card choice. I don't know. Oh, I drew that. That's unlucky. I could have bit him. Or fed, I mean. Not bait. I don't want any of these. Touch it, a sharp pain flows through. I just remembered I haven't been reading any of these. I've read through them a couple times in previous ones, so I just skip them. Sorry about that. Add a color. There might be a good one. Shuffle 3 random skills into your draw pile. No. Grid all the. I mean, Apotheosis is good, but most of my cards are already upgraded. And it costs. Yeah. It takes up another slot. And now I have a few too many. Lose all gold to obtain a row. No. I'd rather get to pick from the shop. Oh, this is a fun enemy. So this is the Transient. And essentially all that he does is... So, 999 health, but after 5 times instantly die. After 5 turns, instantly dies. And basically each time you deal damage, he loses strength for each bit of damage you dealt. So he's a very fun, very cool enemy, I think. Because he's one of the only examples in this game where they truly incentivize you to just, like, no matter your build, do nothing but hit him. And I think that's great. Because most of the time, it wants you to, like, it wants you to do, like, a balance of blocking and dealing damage. But with this enemy, it doesn't care at all. Or, not that it doesn't care, rather, there are certain builds that can sustain block through all of his stuff, but it's pretty rare to see. I don't want to keep any of those. So now, ooh, the head. This is a fun elite. So basically, each time you play a card, he gains slow. So each attack you do deals more damage. So the first one does base, and then the second one does one more, and so on and so forth. So that's fun. Did I not already play this? I played Berserk, okay. I should have done Strike, then Cleave, but I was being dumb. Also, I need to use one of my potions this combat. Hold on, I'm drinking water. Sorry if that makes a noise. Okay. I do need to use one of my potions here. But I think I'll use just damage. This turn I don't have much to do, so I'll just do that. Ooh, that's actually really lucky that that lined up that way. Yeah. I forgot for a second I had metallicized, so I was debating if I wanted to take the 1 damage or not. If anyone's confused as to what that was. That is a lot of damage. I'm not going to get to feed this turn. I also don't think I will be able to any turn coming up, but just for the sake of it, you never know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll have a great turn here that lets me feed and... Wait. Alright. I used 2 potions, but that's worth it. I get another feed. That's quite a bit of health. Bag of Preparation. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Not as great for him, but I probably have turns where I do that. A Power Potion and a card. Offering is very good, and it's also very fun, but not really for this. I don't need the extra energy or card draw. I'm just wasting HP that I can't really afford to waste. And it's another 0-cost card. And giving me more energy and making me draw more directly stop. Like, I can't use it because of Velvet Choker, so there's no point in it. There's a case for Disarm. Actually, I'm going to take Disarm just because I have 3 power cards. No, I have 4 power cards. And because of Disarm Plus, it'll lose 3 strength, and I can use it on the final boss so that he will only have 1 strength instead of 4, which makes a huge difference against that boss. It's kind of crazy. So I go here, and I'll smith up Apotheosis, definitely. 1 energy instead of 2 is great. I'll go to this one, and I'll smith probably, I mean... Most of the stuff is going to get upgraded anyway as I go, but I feel like I use this a lot before I actually get to it. Then I get a chest, Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, gain energy and draw a card. Not that great, especially because, I mean, it's a good relic by itself. Because I have the Velvet Choker, there very well might be some issues with that. So I go here, and I get... I'm not going to bother healing here, actually. I'm going to upgrade Pommel Strike, because I get 2 cards. And then I fly to here. I will just smith again. I'm fine with resting at the boss if I need to. And I'll upgrade this as well. Now I get... So... Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain a strength. Enemies with vulnerable take 75% more damage rather than 50. When viewing your draw pile, the cards are shown in order. And then we have a bunch of cards I don't really want. So the play here... At the start, I was thinking that getting this is probably the best, because I do have a lot of attack cards, but Paper Frog... Enemies are almost always vulnerable because of Bash and Shockwave. So I think I'll definitely take that. So now they take even more damage from that, which is just great, honestly. This guy's gonna be here the longest because I always kill him last, so I'll do that. This is kind of a useless potion for me, but I'll keep it just because, you know, it can always be helpful. You never know. Take the damage here. Just so that I can... I don't know if I take... Yeah, cool. Skill potion, it's pretty good. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 4 block. Nope. These cards go together really well, but I don't think that I've actually... I think one of the upgrades, or like unlocks, is relics and cards that go really well with exhaust builds. So I don't think I can actually do those yet anyway. Especially since it's Mr. Woke Guy. Having another power card that I don't really get to use that well is really not something I can afford. So this is a really annoying boss, where now I have this turn I'm going to be wrapped, I believe is what it's called in game. I actually don't remember. But it essentially means that I will take 10 damage every turn plus whatever damage he deals to me. So real pain, definitely. I'm gonna take this just because I can full block just about anyway, and getting the extra energy off is gonna be huge. I'll Warcry the Strike, so now I have Strike Days, that'll do a lot of damage. Cleave is more damage than, Twin Strike is more damage than Cleave. Take a bit of damage here, but I think I actually killed this turn. Question is, do I want to take... No, it's not worth it to take a little more damage. I should have used a potion there, actually. I should have used regen when I got into it. But I don't need energy potion anyway, so it doesn't matter. Armaments is just a worse version of Apotheosis, so I'm not going to take it. And I also don't need Intimidate. It's not going to give me much value. And I don't think I have anything to upgrade, so I'll just go ahead and rest. Just be at full health for the final boss. And I'm actually going to save this power potion until the final, because in this phase, whenever you play a power card, he gains strength. But because I can choose when I use this power potion, I'm going to do it in second phase instead. But I'll use this now, and I'll use this now, and yeah, this is the play here. And then Cleave. Yeah, so that's a pretty good. I need to kill these first, but ooh, really good intangible timing there, actually. That's kind of crazy. I need to kill these guys, but I can kill them fairly easily, so I'm gonna bash so he is more vulnerable put on him. I don't want to use my other shockwave, because then I am kind of screwing myself over. I'm also going to save my Berserk for second phase as well, because I don't need the extra. I don't need the extra health quite yet. I will take this, so now he's at essentially just at like normal strength. I'll do 2 of these and then I'll strike. I forgot to. That's my bad. I click it so fast. Yeah, I want to try and kill him before I use this, just because he's gonna cleanse that when I okay, yeah. So now I can use it, and alright. So now he doesn't have any extra strength, and I have this, which I can use, this, and now I actually want to play Berserk. Wait, did I play it? Wait, I did. What am I missing? I'm missing one of my power cards, I think. Aren't I? No, I played them all, actually. Oh, yeah, because I got Berserk that turn. I didn't need, Yeah. Okay. That's helpful. And then I'll play this, and I'll get... yeah, I'll get another Metallicize. So now I'm blocking for 7 whenever I... That's pretty fun. Flame Barrier, definitely. Yeah. I think this is most damage, and I think I'm full blocking? Yeah, I am. Cool. So now this fight gets... not easy, but... All right, well, yeah, that's the first run and almost the first episode of Slay the Spire. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of its evil? You ready your blade. You deal 782 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is unfortunately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I even been here before? You feel that you have dealt a total of 12,000 damage to the heart. A total of 14 billion damage has been dealt by all those who have challenged it. The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness fades. So that's the ending. Now there is another ending you can get, but I'm probably not going to go for that one much, just because, like I've said before, I'm not super good at this game. But yeah, there it is. That's the first one. And now, because of the score we got, we get one of the unlocks and are close to getting another one. So Heavy Blade, Spot Weakness, and Limit Break. This essentially lets you do a strength build, which is very good. It's actually my favorite build. So we had a decent amount of strength that run with like Inflame and something else gave us strength, I think, that time. Oh yeah, strength potion. But these are all cards that help you get strength. This is one of my favorite cards ever. But this will be really fun. We might not get this the next time we play the Ironclad, but at some point in the future, I'm sure we'll have a strength build going because it's the one I look out for the most. Because I think it's the easiest and also the most fun, in my opinion. And we got the Silent because we beat the Ascension 0 with the Ironclad. So now, next episode, we'll be playing the Silent. And, that'll be fun. They're my best character by far. I think she's my favorite one to play. But yeah, that'll be fun. Thank you for watching this first episode. If you've stayed all the way through, great stuff, keep up the good work, man. But if you like the video, you could like it, or if you want to see the next couple Slay the Spire videos I do, that will be uploaded, however long after this one comes out, subscribe so you can see them show up in your homepage, It definitely helps. But it's been a great time, and have a good one.